Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Ease Studio. I'm Emily, and I'm so happy to see you again for another English conversation practice. Today, we're going to talk about something very personal and important, expressing your feelings in English.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul. Yes, this is one of my favorite topics because talking about emotions is not only practical, but also makes your English sound natural and real. Learning to express feelings helps you connect with people, share experiences, and communicate more clearly.
Exactly, Paul. When you express your feelings in English, you can tell someone how you feel, why you feel that way, and even share stories about experiences that made you feel happy, sad, excited, or nervous.
And don't worry, we'll use simple vocabulary and clear sentences so everyone can follow along. Even beginners can practice and improve.
Let's start with some basic feelings everyone knows: happy, sad, angry, excited, tired, worried, surprised, and relaxed.
Right. And you can use them in simple sentences. For example, I am happy today, or I feel tired after school. You can also add the reason, which makes the sentence more natural. I am happy because I met my best friend, or I feel tired because I studied a lot.
Exactly. Let's try a few more examples together. I'll say the feeling, and you can repeat a full sentence in your mind or out loud. Happy. I am happy because I listened to my favorite music today. Sad. I feel sad because it rained all day and I couldn't play outside. Angry. I am angry because my brother borrowed my book without asking. Excited. I feel excited because tomorrow I will go to the park with my friends. Relaxed. I feel relaxed when I sit in the garden and read a book. Nervous. I felt nervous before answering a question in class.
Excellent. And learners, notice that each sentence has a feeling word and a reason. This makes your English sound complete and natural.
Yes, and now let's talk about feelings with family and friends. For example, I feel happy when I spend time with my family, or I feel proud of my friend because she did well in her test.
That's very useful. When you talk about your friends, you can say, my friend makes me feel relaxed, or I feel excited when I meet my classmates.
Another useful tip: use stronger adjectives for more specific feelings. Words like joyful, disappointed, nervous, calm, anxious, proud, relaxed, grateful, frustrated, jealous, lonely, and enthusiastic.
For example, I felt nervous before my English test, or I'm grateful to my teacher for helping me, or I felt frustrated because I couldn't solve the puzzle.
And you can practice these words by making your own sentences. For example, I feel calm when I meditate. Or I felt disappointed because my favorite team lost the match. Or I feel enthusiastic when I start a new project.
Another way to make your English more expressive is to combine feelings with actions or experiences. For example, I was very happy yesterday because I played football with my friends, or I felt anxious when I had to give a speech, or I felt relieved when the exam was over.
And for past experiences, use felt. For example, I felt excited last weekend. Or I felt worried yesterday. Or I felt proud after completing my assignment.
For the future, you can say, I will feel happy tomorrow because I will meet my friend, or I will feel proud after finishing my homework, or I will feel anxious before my presentation, but I will try my best.
Now, let's do a role play exercise. I'll answer as Emily, and you can imagine answering too.
How do you feel today, Emily?
I feel happy because I am talking with you and practicing English.
Why do you feel happy?
I feel happy because I helped my friend with her homework and she thanked me.
Excellent. Can you tell me about a time you felt nervous?
Sure, I felt nervous last week before my English presentation, but I prepared well and did my best.
Perfect. Short, clear sentences and always give a reason for your feelings. That's the key to natural English.
Learners, you can practice this with a partner or even with yourself. Ask, how do you feel today? And why do you feel that way? Then answer naturally.
Another tip, use comparisons to talk about changing feelings. For example, I am happier today than yesterday, or I felt more excited at the party than at school.
That's very useful. And you can also compare feelings about activities. For example, I feel more relaxed when I read a book than when I watch TV. Or I felt more proud after finishing my art project than after playing football.
Let's talk about feelings during daily activities. For example, I feel happy when I wake up early and drink tea, or I feel tired after running or exercising, or I feel frustrated when I can't finish my homework on time.
Or I feel relaxed when I listen to music, and I feel excited when I watch my favorite series. Or I feel jealous when my friend wins the game, but I try to learn from them.
Another way to practice is by telling short stories about your feelings. For example, yesterday I felt nervous because I had to give a presentation, but after finishing, I felt proud and happy.
You can also combine feelings in one sentence. I felt happy and excited when I met my best friend after a long time. Or I felt nervous and worried before my test. Or I felt relieved and calm after finishing my project.
That's excellent. It makes your English richer and more natural.
Now, let's do a practice exercise for our viewers. I'll say a feeling, and you make a sentence with a reason. Happy. I am happy because I went to the park today. Nervous. I felt nervous before answering in class. Excited. I feel excited to meet my cousins tomorrow. Relaxed. I feel relaxed when I sit by the window and read a book. Lonely. I felt lonely because my friend was busy and I stayed home alone. Hopeful. I feel hopeful because I studied hard for my test.
And learners, doing this daily is very effective. It improves vocabulary, sentence structure, and confidence.
Another important tip, talk about how people make you feel. For example, my teacher makes me feel confident, or my friend makes me feel happy, or my colleague makes me feel frustrated when he is late.
Yes, you can use this at school, at home, or online. And you can also combine it with actions. For example, my friend makes me feel happy because we play football together. Or my brother makes me feel annoyed when he interrupts me.
Let's practice emotional comparisons. Paul, can you give me one?
Sure. How do you feel about watching movies versus reading books?
I feel more excited when I watch movies, but I feel more relaxed when I read books.
Excellent. That's a great way to practice comparisons and multiple feelings.
Learners, you can also describe feelings about events. For example, I felt surprised when I received a gift. Or I felt proud when I completed my assignment on time. Or I felt frustrated when I lost my game.
Another interactive exercise is describe and guess. Emily, describe a feeling without saying the word, and I'll guess.
Okay, this feeling happens when I get a present or hear good news.
That's happy.
Correct. Now your turn.
I feel this when I finish my work early and can relax.
Relaxed.
Yes. See how interactive exercises help learners remember vocabulary and sentence patterns naturally.
Another tip, practice expressing future feelings. For example, I will feel excited tomorrow because I will meet my friends. Or I will feel proud when I finish my project. Or I will feel nervous before my first dance class.
And don't forget emotional adverbs. You can say, I feel very happy, I am extremely excited, or I felt a little nervous.
That adds variety and richness to your sentences without making them too complicated.
Now, think about times when your feelings are mixed.
For example, I feel excited, but a little nervous before my first trip alone. Or I felt happy and sad when my friend moved to another city.
Exactly. Mixed emotions are very common, and describing them will make your English more natural.
So try combining feelings, reasons, actions, and even comparisons. It's a great way to practice speaking and writing.
And remember, your feelings can change depending on the situation, the people around you, or even the weather. Talking about those changes makes your English more interesting.
Keep practicing these sentences, and soon you'll be able to express your feelings clearly, naturally, and confidently in English.
And there's so much more to explore, from sharing stories about your emotions, describing past experiences, to expressing hopes, dreams, worries, and excitement about the future.
Well,
So, now that we've practiced basic feelings and combined them with reasons, let's take it further. We can talk about complex emotions, those moments when you feel more than one thing at the same time.
Exactly. Mixed emotions are very common. For example, I felt happy and nervous before my first school play. Or I felt sad but excited when I moved to a new city. Learners, notice how combining feelings makes your English sound more natural and real.
Another way to describe complex emotions is to explain why you feel that way. For example, I felt proud but nervous because I gave a presentation in front of the class. Or I felt frustrated and relieved after finishing my homework at the last minute.
Let's practice some more. Emily, describe a situation and I'll give the feeling words.
Okay, I got an important message from my friend, but it was very late at night.
That could make you feel surprised and a little annoyed.
Correct. And learners, you can do this with your friends or classmates. Describe situations and guess each other's feelings. It's fun and very effective for learning emotional vocabulary.
Another tip is to talk about how people make you feel. For example, my teacher makes me feel confident because she explains lessons clearly. Or my best friend makes me feel happy because we laugh together. Or my colleague makes me feel frustrated when he is late.
You can also talk about emotional changes over time. For example, I felt nervous at the start of the game, but I felt proud after scoring a goal. Or I felt sad in the morning, but after meeting my friend, I felt happy and excited.
Let's move on to future feelings. You can describe how you expect to feel in different situations. For example, I will feel excited tomorrow because I am going to the park. Or I will feel nervous before my first English exam, but I will try my best. Or I will feel proud after completing my painting project.
That's very practical. Talking about future feelings helps learners practice future tense naturally while still focusing on emotions.
Another way to expand your emotional vocabulary is by using adverbs and intensifiers. For example, I feel very happy. I am extremely excited. I felt a little nervous, or I was absolutely thrilled.
Yes, adverbs make your sentences more descriptive. For example, I was incredibly proud when I won the art competition, or I feel slightly anxious about the upcoming test, or I am completely relaxed when I read a book.
Let's practice role play exercises with these advanced expressions. Emily, I'll ask and you answer using descriptive language. How did you feel when you first visited a new city?
I felt very excited, but also slightly nervous because everything was new and unfamiliar.
Perfect. And you can expand by explaining why. I felt very excited but slightly nervous because I didn't know anyone there, but I was happy to explore new places.
That's a great sentence structure. Feeling plus reason plus extra detail. Learners practice making sentences like this every day.
Another important point is describing emotions related to achievements. For example, I felt proud when I completed my homework on time. Or I felt accomplished after finishing a difficult puzzle. Or I felt motivated to study because I wanted to improve my English.
You can also describe emotions with personal challenges. For example, I felt nervous before the competition, but after participating, I felt confident and proud. Or I felt frustrated when I couldn't solve a problem, but I felt determined to try again.
Let's practice expressing multiple feelings in one sentence. Emily, give an example.
Sure, I felt nervous and excited before my first school play, but after performing, I felt proud and happy.
Excellent. That's natural English combining past feelings, actions, and results.
Learners, you can also describe emotions caused by others. For example, my friend makes me feel happy because he always encourages me. Or my little brother makes me feel frustrated when he interrupts me. Or my teacher makes me feel confident because she explains lessons clearly.
Another tip is to use comparisons to show differences in feelings. For example, I feel happier when I play football than when I watch TV. Or I felt more nervous before the English test than before the math test. Or I am more relaxed reading a book than playing video games.
Comparisons help you practice adjectives, adverbs, and sentence structure naturally while speaking about emotions.
Now let's practice telling stories about feelings. Emily, tell me a short story about a time you felt mixed emotions.
Okay, last month I participated in a school talent show. At first, I felt very nervous because it was my first performance. But when I started singing, I felt happy and excited. After finishing, I felt proud and relieved because the audience clapped and cheered.
That's perfect. Learners, notice how Emily used nervous, happy, excited, proud, and relieved combined with reasons and actions. That's exactly how to describe emotions naturally.
You can also practice by writing short paragraphs about your feelings. For example, yesterday I felt tired and frustrated because I had a lot of homework. But after talking with my friend, I felt happy and relaxed.
Reading your paragraph out loud improves pronunciation, sentence flow, and confidence when speaking about feelings.
Another way to practice is by doing describe and guess exercises. I'll describe a feeling, and you try to guess it. I felt this when I received a surprise gift from my friend.
That's happy. I felt this when I watched a scary movie alone at night.
Nervous or scared? Exactly. This interactive method helps learners remember emotional vocabulary naturally.
Let's also discuss emotions in everyday situations. You can describe feelings at school, work, home, or online. For example, I feel nervous before my presentation. I feel happy when I play with my siblings. I feel relaxed when I listen to music. Or I feel proud when I finish my assignment early.
Another useful tip is to practice future predictions about feelings. For example, I will feel happy tomorrow because I will meet my friends. Or I will feel nervous before the test, but I will do my best. Or I will feel proud after completing my project.
Combining present, past, and future feelings in conversation makes your English versatile and natural.
Yes, and don't forget expressing intensity of feelings. For example, I am extremely happy. I felt a little nervous. I am absolutely thrilled, or I feel somewhat disappointed.
Learners, these adverbs help you communicate subtle differences in feelings and make your English sound more expressive.
Another advanced tip, practice emotions with reasons, comparisons, and consequences. For example, I felt nervous before the presentation, but after performing, I felt proud and confident because the audience clapped and cheered.
Perfect.
That sentence includes past feelings, actions, reasons, and results, a complete way to express emotions naturally.
And you can do this with real-life experiences or even fictional stories. For example, I felt excited and anxious when I joined the school trip. But after seeing all the beautiful places, I felt happy and relaxed.
Another way to practice is by combining feelings with people. For example, I felt happy and grateful when my friend helped me with my homework. Or, I felt frustrated but determined because my brother broke my project, so I decided to rebuild it.
Yes, this method improves vocabulary, grammar, sentence variety, and fluency all at once.
And remember, learners, the key to mastering emotional English is daily practice. Describe your feelings, explain reasons, compare situations, and talk about mixed emotions.
You can even record yourself, write short paragraphs, or practice with a partner. Over time, your English will become fluent, expressive, and confident.
And don't forget, expressing emotions in English isn't just about words. It's about making your conversation lively, personal, and engaging. People love listening to stories with feelings.
So start today. Think about your day, your experiences, your achievements, and even small moments. Try describing them in English using the words, phrases, and exercises we shared.
That's right. And the more you practice, the more natural and confident you will become in expressing your feelings in English, whether at school, home, or online.
Yes, remember, feelings are universal. Sharing them in English helps you connect with others and make your conversations real, expressive, and enjoyable.
So learners, take a few minutes every day to describe your feelings, write short stories, and practice speaking aloud. Your emotional vocabulary and confidence will grow quickly.
And most importantly, enjoy the process. Expressing feelings in English is not just a skill, it's a way to connect, communicate, and share your experiences with others.
Keep practicing, keep exploring new words, and keep describing your feelings. Step by step, you'll see amazing improvement in your English.
That's a wrap for today. Keep using your emotional vocabulary, share stories, and don't be afraid to express yourself in English.
Yes, the more you practice, the better. And soon talking about feelings will feel natural and fun.
Thank you for joining us at English Ease Studio. Keep speaking, keep learning, and keep expressing your feelings in English.
Bye, everyone. Speak, share, and enjoy every moment of your learning journey.
Bye! See you next time.